It feels counterintuitive to not focus on revenue generation. But it's what I've done for 10 years and it's worked fantastically. I'm not sure anybody can convince me to do it otherwise.
Complicated thing she started her career with is ailing dogs.
Vomiting blood, pooping blood, to peeing blood, everything was just blood.
Yes, of course that worked. That was a gamble. If that failed, literally, we wouldn't be here.
Nobody funded this. I bought a pressure cooker and I bought some bartan and I bought my first round of vegetables and meat, 7,500. Look, at the end of the day, women who want to do business are looking at a world that is doing successful business, men mostly, doing it a certain way and being good at it and being successful at it. And then we start thinking, I now need to imitate this. I cannot tell you how big a mistake that is. Being the smartest species on the planet, for some strange reason, have you thought about it? We insist on teaching them English or our language. Shouldn't we be learning theirs? Who's smarter here? And when you try to teach your dog something like no, do we really know what they have understood? We don't. It's never been how many people purchase from me. It's always been how many dogs get benefited from it. But you don't realize this does translate into business. If you just focus on your mission, eventually it anyway translates into business and revenue. It's when you deviate from your mission that it all gets very murky. Because then nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows what you stand for. It feels counterintuitive to not focus on revenue generation. But it's what I've done for 10 years and it's worked fantastically. And I'm not sure anybody can convince me to do it otherwise.
The most complicated thing she started her career with is ailing dogs. As it's so easy to do. Let's just go and give a chicken meal, let's just give a lamb meal, let's just give some recipes, set recipes, which is all over the place in many businesses. But starting with ailing dogs, her first business was also not to offer, we have an offering called chicken recipes or, meal recipes, different meal recipes. That was not how she started. She started with, as I said, the most complex thing, whether this will work or not. That shows a lot of care and empathy first, then to do business. Yes, of course that worked. That was a gamble. If that failed, literally, we wouldn't be here. But she gambled. You know why she gambled? Because she knew what she was doing. Her heart was in the right position.
Kira is probably the dog that taught me the most. And I think it's like people, right? People enter your life at a time that you need it. And then they teach you a really valuable lesson. And you didn't even know you needed to learn it. But that's Kira. Kira was a rescue that we heard of through the rescue vines, and we were looking to adopt, or I was looking to adopt at least. So we took her home. This extremely quiet dog that just sat in one corner, ate when you fed her. We realized within a few days that she's not very fond of being touched, and then realized that we just sort of backed off. By the time she started coming into her own, she almost started lunging at me a lot. To me, what I read it as was she's extremely unhappy. She doesn't like me very much. I'm not doing anything right. And then she fell ill, and then she was hospitalized. Again, rescue, we don't know anything about her history. She had acute pancreatitis, vomiting blood, pooping blood, to peeing blood. Everything was just blood. She was there at Cessna for, I think, about 13 odd days. Not a very high chance of survival. When she came home, I started worrying about now what do I do with this extremely sick dog. I'm not going to give her back because she's sick, right? So started Googling, wasn't finding anything. It was a prescription list and this canned food that she needed to be on forever, which was low fat and low this and low that. And crying to my grandmother one day about it, going, how sad is this? She probably had a horrible life, and now this. And my grandmother was like, no, look for the solution in your kitchen. I started Googling natural remedies, food for pancreatitis, food for healing from blah, blah, blah. And then I started getting the right results. And so I did a workshop, then I did a diploma, and so on and so forth. And Kira was happy for the next 3 years that she was with me. It's basically studying the nutritional needs of the dog. So like you would for a human, and then be able to design meal plans for people. And then, of course, you sort of go into designing it specifically for ailments and medical conditions and things like that. So it's an ongoing study. It's not like you do one diploma and then you stop and you know everything. It's what I do now, honestly, is what I've learned in the last 10 years. I didn't learn it in any diploma. I find it fascinating, the body, and how intricately detailed it is, and how it's not as simple as pop a pill and this will go away. If that were to happen, then everybody would be well, no? Because we're popping a lot of pills. During the consultations with this behaviorist, who also ended up being a good friend for many years after that, she said, so when do you start consulting? And I said, consulting what? And she said, for people. I was like, oh, I hadn't thought of that. And she's like, don't tell me you're doing the whole diploma and you're going to help one dog. And I think that's what really, that sowed the seed of me even thinking about it. And then I started cooking for Kira, of course, initially before she was raw fed. I then started putting out flyers in my building. It was a large community, so I started putting out flyers, and I got 2 clients. So I started cooking for their dogs as well, along with Kira. So that's how the cooking business started. And then eventually it was like, hey, should I just register a company so that I can keep accounts? The mind sort of started working as I need to segregate accounts. It can't just be out of my personal account and stuff like that. So accounting was the key determining factor for Doggalicious to be found. We send out over 500 kilos of this stuff, right? So it's not a less number of quantity. I have all shapes and sizes. You come to me with a 2-kilo dog and I have a bone that's appropriate. In Bangalore, we do make it easy by saying, hey, we'll just give it to you. We'll give you the food. Now, we also do meat-only packs. If non-veg is your issue, we'll give you a recipe that's vegetarian, and then we'll give you meat packs, which you just add every day. So instead of taking the whole meal from us, you just take bone broths and meat packs and little organ packs, and then you add based on your chart into this vegetarian recipe that we've given you. So we try and solve as many problems as we can for people in Bangalore. This is all our freezer section, right? It's finished products as well as raw materials. So one of them is probably going to be all our red meats raw. And then one of them is going to be chicken and fish raw. That one's all our bone broths. Here, you will see we have bones. So we do raw meaty bones for chewing. And these are something I'm launching next week. So these are trial batches, compassion meals. Very close to our heart, mine and Diksha's both. Now we feed about 100 dogs. We have fed dogs from the Doggalicious kitchen for many, many years. The power of marketing that ultra-processed food has managed to do in the last few decades alone is, I get a lot from clients saying, but if it's so bad, why would they make it? You see the trust that they put on these brands, saying if they're making it, it must be good for my dog. If they're making it, then they have my dog's best interest. Believe it or not, in the last 3 years, I now have a segment in my consultation where I counsel them on, nobody loves your dog other than you. I need to say it out loud to them. I wasn't looking at it as a business. And so it didn't matter. As long as I wasn't losing money, it didn't matter because I didn't have money to lose, right? Nobody funded this. I bought a pressure cooker and I bought some bartan and I bought my first round of vegetables and meat. 7,500 is what I started with. And I think it cost me 10,000 to form the LLP. Second year, I was actually disappointed. Because second year, I was like, okay, now I'm actually putting myself out there and I'm telling people that I exist and I'm making Facebook posts and nobody wants to hear what I have to say, is what I started feeling in my second year. Now, today, if you were to say to me, or if I were to say to anybody saying, make one post saying, hey, I'm available here and you'll expect 100 calls. No, does not happen. I know that now. At the time, I just thought if I put out that here's me and here's how you can reach me, then I'll get lots of calls. And it didn't happen. There was no consistency. I didn't have the mental bandwidth to be consistent. I wasn't really putting myself out there. I hated being on camera. I was refusing to do reels. I was only doing static posts or carousels. So I was doing a lot of Canva designing and a lot of good information. We're still taking some of that information and making reels today. Good info, just not in the right way. I didn't jump on the video bandwagon quickly enough. Flyers don't show intent. They don't show genuineness. They don't show integrity. They don't show empathy. They don't show anything about you. And I couldn't have put anybody else in front of a camera to show how I am genuine and I am full of integrity and I know what I'm talking about. It had to be me. It was just that simple. Just decide. Decide to get out of your own way. You have to get out of your own head. You have to just say, what's the worst that will happen? See, I'm very talkative. So most people don't realize I'm shy. I'm an extremely shy person. So initially, I was very awkward on camera. That's 2021. Your team matters as well. Again, they were trying their level best. I just hadn't grown out of my own awkwardness at that point. By the time I hired somebody else who's still my social media team, I think she got that I'm shy. And she said, I'm not going to show you the shot. I would be like, Dikhao? And she'd be like, no. And if she wants me to do it again, she'll say, do it again. But she will not show it to me. Till date, she does not show me my reels. She just won't. Because she knows what I will say. I don't like it. When I hired her, we were at 2,600 followers with almost 4 years of Instagram. Same content, we're still repeating the same thing. In 6 months, we had celebrated 10K. Another 3 months after that, we had celebrated 15. In another 6 months after that, we had celebrated 35 and then 50, and now we are almost at 90. And this is a 2.5-year journey. My highest website traffic comes from 52% organic search on Google. And then the rest, almost all of it, is either direct links from Instagram or Instagram audience. I haven't stopped being shy. I've just stopped being awkward about growth.
It is something unique. In a world where we are talking about money making, business and everything, then this business will have a soul. Every business is about money, right? Every company runs because they are running, because they want to make profit. In order to make profit, if you're also not losing on your soul. So when she was caring enough, I was like, this is new.
Look, at the end of the day, women who want to do business are looking at a world that is doing successful business, men mostly, doing it a certain way and being good at it and being successful at it. And then we start thinking, I now need to imitate this. I cannot tell you how big a mistake that is, because from childhood, all I have ever learned is if you're going to be good at business, you need to be shrewd, you need to be calculated, and you need to, you need to sort of go for it and cutthroat and all of that. For me, it's anything but. As a brand, we provide care and nurture. Where does shrewdness and calculativeness figure into this? It doesn't. As a product line which nurtures the body and provides sustenance and healing, we are essentially about understanding. So with dogs, we want to raise the standard of care. With practitioners, we want to raise the standard of professionals. which is why I'm writing the diploma. I want to raise the standard of holistic wellness practitioners in the country. I want to put in everything I've learned in 10 years into the diploma, including a business module, into a holistic wellness practitioner diploma to help you know what next. How do you monetize this? How do you go out? What should your form look like? What should your intake forms look like? Where don't make mistakes. I've made these, I've done it. I put it all down on paper so that it's going to help raise the standard. Here's the thing, women bring something amazing to the table, and we can do business so differently than the rest of the world and still do it successfully because it is empathy. It's empathy, it's the softness, it's the understanding. Lots of people think that if you treat your team members with empathy or softness, you're just going to let them walk all over you. Nobody from my team walks all over me. Nobody. And yet there is empathy. If you are genuinely wanting to make a product that's going to help, and you focus on that, and you genuinely care, and you genuinely want to solve a problem, and you focus all your energies on building a product that you believe does that, usually that's what happens. You don't have to convince the person it's going to work. It just does.